Shalom. Call her Lord La Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, which means all praises to Yahweh, which is the true name of the Heavenly Father, who you people ignorantly call God, by Hashem in the name of Yahushua, which is the name of the only begotten Son, who you people ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Those are the true names of Heavenly Father and the Son. Plus, I'm going to give a shout out to the Akim that's pushing and spreading this word throughout the four corners of the earth, who's also uplifting the names Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Shalom to you, Akim. Also, to the Israelite foreigners, the speckled bird, man, woman, and child, whose bloodline traces back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, our forefathers, though you may look like the heathen nations should scatter amongst the heathen nations, being the nations as you see on this chart right here, the nations starting from 2 on down, those are the heathen nations. Also, if your lineage, your seed line, goes back to these 12 tribes on this chart right here, through the man, and if the spirit bear witness with his word and his truth, and you can receive it, to the speckled bird, man, woman, and child, if this does apply to you, you are Israelites, though you may look like the heathen nations should scatter amongst, due to the scattering of these people on this chart right here. So you're going to have Israelites that look like the heathens, okay? But their line goes back to these people through the man, like I said earlier. So that makes them Israelites, though they may look like a heathen, if you can receive it. To the few Akwaf that do listen and learn and listen to these videos, which is your sisters, shalom to you as well. To you so-called, to the elect of the nation of Israel, wherever you may be scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, who this word is going out to, shalom to you. To you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you combine, consist, and make up the 12 tribes of Israel. You are the Hebrew Israelites, the chosen people of the Most High Yahweh, and His only begotten Son, who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shah. And I got a clip going in on this coronavirus, because now you Moabites, okay, which the Moabites, according to the scriptures, the Moabites, okay, are the so-called Chinese people, okay? Now, they're becoming, I was going to tell you, the new niggas, but it's a reality. So I'm going to play this clip, and Yahweh Righteous eyes be edifying. This won't be too long. It's like a commercial.
Our other top story in just hours, hundreds of Americans evacuated from Wuhan, China, the epicenter of the coronavirus outbreak, will arrive at Travis Air Force Base. Chopper 5 caught some of the preparations underway. We saw crews setting up fences around the main hotel on the base. It's called the West Wind Inn. They've also set up tents. About 250 passengers will be quarantined for 14 days at that facility. Officials say there will be 2 flights carrying more than 500 U.S. citizens that will head to 2 military bases here in California. The plane headed to Travis is expected to arrive at 1:30 in the morning. The other flight will head to another base in San Diego.
Leaders in San Francisco's Chinatown are launching a PR offensive to deal with fears over the coronavirus. KPX 5's Andrea Borba on the effort to tamp down rumors impacting this community. Andrea?
Well, the rumors have been running rampant around Chinatown and on social media about where this virus is and where this virus is not. And that's where the Department of Public Health has stepped in to say the virus is not in San Francisco. In front of Chinatown's AA Bakery, a show of support from the Chinese Merchants Association.
Shopping, we are safe and we're healthy here. So don't worry about whatever the rumor is saying. The Chinatown is more safe.
Typically, AA Bakery on Stockton Street has a line out the door, but someone posted a rumor on social app WeChat that the store had coronavirus.
Yesterday, somebody told me, wow, what's going on, Henry?
Even foot traffic on the streets of Chinatown is down 50% by some merchants' estimation. It's one of the many rumors getting shot down by the Department of Public Health in advance of this weekend's big parade.
There are no cases in San Francisco. The risk is very low, and we're not asking people to make changes like canceling events.
At City College's Chinatown campus, community leaders were getting a crash course in the fact and fiction of the novel coronavirus. Dr. Tomas Aragon from Public Health says there is reason to be concerned by coronavirus in contrast with the regular winter flu.
We don't know a lot about the virus. There's no treatment, and there's no vaccine. So there's a lot of uncertainty, and that's why we're concerned. We're concerned about both of them. One is a known threat that we can predict every single year.
Emergency managers in San Francisco say common sense health practices are the key to staying healthy.
Wash your hands, to take normal precautions.
That shit ain't gonna work. But anyway, okay. The point is, man. See now, you're seeing another example. The curse is falling upon our enemies. Okay, because our enemies, you might hear us always say Esau Edom, Esau Edom, which is the so-called white man, right? You might hear us say that because he's our main adversary. But all you heathens that took counsel against us according to Psalms 83rd chapter, you're all our enemies. Okay, and now it's falling upon all of you. Okay, and to get some more get the curses. Let me get this out the way. It's falling on all y'all. Okay. You see the coronavirus article right there. When I was coming up on the screen. It's not loading. Alright, this is going back to the curses. I always go back to the curses. Right? This is Deuteronomy 28. Let me get that out of the way. 28 and 15, I believe. I always start at 15. For anybody that's new. It says, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord, thy power to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, shall I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. And who did this apply to? It applied to you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. Okay? If we went against and we broke the law, such as the commandments of Yahweh by Shem Shah, okay, which are the true names, that these curses fell upon us. And I always read this right here, but it says, cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field. And the field, okay, really represents the whole, world, man. Okay? What curse? Jake is cursed in these cities, man. Okay? Wherever Jake goes, let me get another one before I go on about how it shall be a byword or approach. This is let me see. Bear with me real quick. There's a ton of curses, man. Just go through this when you get the chance. Where is it at? Hold on, let me type it in. A byword. A proverb. Yep, that was it right there. It's Deuteronomy 28 and 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment. Let me read it again. Deuteronomy 28 and 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations where the Lord shall lead thee, man. Okay? And you see an average so-called black man, what do you think? Okay, he's a drug dealer, okay? A pimp, he's a deadbeat dad, okay? Has no job, okay? If he comes, dealing with Moab, okay, you so-called Chinese people, you watch movies like Men's Society. As soon as they walk, a so-called, Negro walked in your store, you hurry up and buy, or you're eyeballing him, seeing if he's going to take or rob you when he's not. That's not his true intent, okay? That's how you see the average black man. So is our women of our nation. You look at them as whores, okay? Just anything. A Latino, okay? All of them, all the tribes, man. When it came to all of our people, with you heathens, okay? We were nothing less than you, man. We're a byword to you, man. Okay, we're all these names, we're all these things that the so-called white man, through his media and through his movies, portrayed about us. Was that's not us. That's really him. Okay, but we've been a byword, man. Okay, Jake got to literally go out the country in order to get some sort of respect or receive some sort of love from people, man. Okay? Even though it's still gonna be under curses. Okay? But here in America, man, it's on a whole nother level, man. Okay? Now it's happening to you. Okay? Just like Yahweh Shema Shah say he would do. Okay? This is Deuteronomy 30:7. And it says, and the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies. Who are enemies? These heathens, chiefly with Esau Edom. It says, and on them that hate thee, was persecuted thee. And all these heathens persecuted us in some form or fashion, man. They all had us in captivity at one point. Just go in the book of Judges, man. Okay? And they definitely came together, okay, to take us down and to keep us from the bottom in this estate that you see us in now. Okay? And Moab, okay, it's alongside Ammon, okay, them Hamites, back in the ancient world, they were the main ones that came against us, man, going back during the time of mainly King David, okay? It was even the point where you had Ammon, which Ammon is the so-called Japanese people today. Oh, you had Ammon, Moab, and Edom, okay, the so-called white race today. They came together, okay, to fight against us, to take us down. I believe, I forgot what book it was, but they came together to take us down. But the Lord ended up, having it to where they fought each other. Let me see if I can find it. That's just one example I'm gonna find. Just one example. But that's what you're seeing. You're seeing the curses fall upon all our enemies. Esau being exposed, curses falling upon him. He's on drugs now. Okay? Moab, now everywhere they're going, okay? What do people think now? Oh, they got the coronavirus. I was just talking about it here. I'm at the gig right now, at the job right now. And one of my employees said him and this girl was at a pizza shop and they ordered a pizza. And the dude that was making the pizza, he was a Moabite. And his girlfriend asked him, am I racist? No, this is a Jake I'm talking about. She said, will that make me racist if I don't want to eat that pizza? Why? Because the coronavirus, I mean, is out there now. Okay? And when you see a so-called Moabite couple, right? What do you think? What these people thought in that video I just played you. They got the coronavirus. Stay away from them. Okay? Now you see how it feels, man. To be a buyer and reproach, man. Curses falling straight upon our enemies and we're witnessing it. Okay? Yep, I think this is it right here. This is let me see, is this it? Yeah, it's this right here. This was King David right here. Right? Let me zoom up on it. I'm gonna probably start at I got a decent amount of time, so I just started at one. This is First Corinthians, Chronicles, Salakia, 18:1. It says, now after this it came to pass that David smote the Philistines, which those were them Hamites, man. Because we was warring with them a lot back in the ancient world too, man. Okay? That's why they getting attacked by locusts, man. That's why their crops is being destroyed of the billions of locusts. That's the Lord doing that. Okay? And that's also one of the curses, that pestilence, how you should and also how we should plant vineyards and we shall not eat thereof, man. That's gonna happen to you Hamites over there, man. The Philistines and subdued them and took Gath and her towns out of the hands of the Philistines. And he smote Moab, and the Moabites became David's servants. Is this it? Real quick. Hold on. Bear with me real quick. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, man. Please tell me. Yep, I think this is it. 2 Samuel's. 2 Samuel's 10. Yep, I think this is it. Let me see. Bear with me real quick. Edom and Moab. If I can't find it, I'm just going to have to, move on. Because I forgot where it was. Yeah, I think it's 1 Samuel's 14 and 47. No, Salakia, that took a minute. So I'm going to just get to the point for time's sake. Because I'm in a rush right now. I'll start at 1 Samuel 14 and 37. And Saul asked counsel of Yahweh, shall I go down after the Philistines? Will thou deliver them into the hand of Israel? But he answered him not that day. And Saul said, draw ye near hither all the chief of the people, and know and see whether wherein the sin hath been this day. Because whenever our people went off, the Lord will allow these heathens to come in and to conquer us. Okay? But when we was on his good side, he will deliver the heathen into our hand. We will conquer them. And Saul said, this is the 39th verse, for as the Lord liveth will save Israel, though it be in Jonathan my son, he shall surely die. But there was not a man among all the people that answered them. Then he said unto all Israel, be ye on one side, and I and Jonathan my son will be on the other side. And the people said unto Saul, do what seemeth good unto thee. Therefore Saul said unto the Lord God of Israel, give a perfect lot. And Saul and Jonathan were taken, but the people escaped. And Saul said, cast lots between me and Jonathan my son. And Jonathan was taken. Then Saul said to Jonathan, tell me what thou hast done. And Jonathan told him and said, I did but taste a little honey with the end of the rod that was in my hand, and lo, I must die. And Saul answered, good Yahweh, do so and more also, for thou shalt surely die, Jonathan. And the people said unto Saul, shall Jonathan die, who have wrought this great salvation in Israel? Yahweh forbid, as the Lord liveth, there shall not one hair of his head fall to the ground, for he hath wrought with Yahweh this day. So the people rescued Jonathan, that he died not. Then Saul went up from following the Philistines, and the Philistines went to their own place. So Saul took the kingdom over Israel, and fought against all his enemies on every side, against Moab, against the children of Ammon, against Edom, and against the king of Zobah, and against the Philistines, and whithersoever he turned himself to, he vexed them. Ah, man, that wasn't it, man. But anyway, you had Edom, and you had Ammon, and you had the Moabites. They all came together and they tried to take us down. And I believe you had the Syrians with them. And they failed. And we took victory. I tried to find it, but it's acting fun. It's funny because I usually find it, but I don't remember. But anyway, Salakia for that. But anyway, it happens. But this is Jeremiah 49, because this goes into Edom, but it also goes into these heathens. Moab. Let me see. I'm gonna end it with this. Let me see. Yep. Yep. This is good. This is Jeremiah 48:1. It says, against Moab, thus said the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, woe unto Nebo, for it is spoiled. Kiriathim is confounded and taken. Misgab is confounded and dismayed. Right? There shall be no more praise of Moab, and Heshbon they have devised evil against it. Come and let us cut it off from being a nation. Also thou shalt be cut down, O madman. The sword shall pursue thee, and the Lord is doing it through pestilence. A voice of cry shall be from Horonim, spoiling and great destruction. And I see videos of these Moabites. They're crying and begging for help from these other countries. I believe one of them was they was crying to the EU for help, crying to those Edomites, okay? Because their government, for one, everything's on lockdown. So I'm gonna do a video on that, and their government is basically persecuting people, for bringing out what's really going on with this virus over there. It's out the bag now, but yeah. Moab is destroyed. Her little ones have caused a cry to be heard. For in the going of Lahith, continual weeping shall go up. For in the going down of Horonim, the enemies have heard a cry of destruction. Okay? Flee, save your lives, and be like the heath in the wilderness. And you see a lot of these Moabites, they're trying to get out the country. A lot of them are already leaving their country. And they're going in these different countries, just like that video you saw there, man. People, 550 people getting quarantined, okay, in San Francisco. And that's not the only, location that they're setting up quarantine shops, okay, within this country, man. They're everywhere, man. Okay? For because thou hast trusted in thy works and in thy treasures, thou shalt also be taken. And Chemosh shall go forth into captivity with his priests and his princes together. Okay? Because you Moabites, you thought, once these Edomites go down, that you see the Edomite Empire going down, that you thought you was going to be next. Okay? That's not going to happen, according to prophecy. Prophecy says otherwise. Prophecy said that you heathens, okay, you're going to be taken down by Yahweh, okay? And we're going to rule over you. The children of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, the people that you despise on this side the most, man. Okay? But you thought you was going to be the next superpower. Now that what's happening. Now look at you. It's not going to work, man. It's not happening. And the spoiler shall come upon every city, and no city shall escape. They on lockdown over there. Just look it up. The valley also shall perish, and the plains shall be destroyed as the Lord hath spoken. Okay? Give wings unto Moab, that it may flee and get away. For the cities thereof shall be desolate, without any to dwell therein. Okay? And that's what you see. Abandoned cities. Beijing, Hong Kong. Definitely Wuhan. Okay? This is 11 verse. Moab have been at ease from his youth, and have settled on his leads, and have not been empty from vessel to vessel. Neither hath he gone into captivity. Therefore his taste remain in them, and his scent is not changed. Therefore, behold, the days come, said the Lord Yahweh Shah, that I will send unto him wanderers that shall cause him to wander, and shall empty his vessels and break their bottles. And Moab shall be ashamed of Chemosh, as the house of Israel was ashamed of Bethel, their confidence. How say ye, we are mighty and strong men for the war? Moab is spoiled and gone up out of her cities, and her chosen young men are gone down to the slaughter, said the king, whose name is the Lord of hosts, Yahweh Ba'ashem Shah. The calamity of Moab is near to come, and his affliction hasteth fast. All ye that are about him bemoan him, and all ye that know him, know his name, say, how is the strong staff broken and the beautiful rod? Thou daughter that dost inhabit Dibon, come down from thy glory and sit in thirst. For the spoil of Moab shall come upon thee, and he shall destroy thy strongholds. Okay? This whole chapter is good, man. That's what's happening. Yahweh Ba'ashem Shah is destroying our enemies, man. Recompensing our enemies for what they've done to us, man. And you Edomites, you gonna get the brunt of it. Just wait. O inhabitant of Aurora, stand by the way and spy. Ask him that fleeth, and he heard that escapeth, and say, what is done? Moab is confounded, for it is broken down. Howl and cry, tell ye it in Arnon, that Moab is spoiled, and judgment is come upon the plain country, upon Holon, and upon Jahaza, and upon Mephath, and upon Dibon, and upon Nebo, and upon Beth Diblathaim, and upon Korathaim, and upon Bethgamul, and upon Bethmeon, and upon Kiriath, and upon Basra, which is a capital city also of Edom. Okay? And upon all the cities of the land of Moab, far or near. Okay? The horn of Moab is cut off, and his arm is broken, said the Lord of hosts. Okay? So, this whole chapter, man. This whole chapter goes in, man. Right? Make him drunken, for he magnified himself against the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Shah. Why? Because you partooken the ways of Babylon. Like it said in 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, the 46th verse. How you try to be like America, man, which is Babylon the Great, man. Okay? And whose inventions was hated by Yahweh Ba'ashem Shah. Okay? For he magnified himself against the Lord. Moab also shall wallow in his vomit, and he shall also be in derision. For was not Israel a derision unto thee? Was he found among thieves? For since thou spakest of him, thou skippest for joy. O ye that dwell in Moab, leave the cities and dwell in the rock, and be like the dove that maketh her nest in the sides of the hole's mouth. We have heard the pride of Moab. He is exceeding proud. His loftiness, and his arrogancy, and his pride, and the haughtiness of his heart. I know his wrath, said the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Shah, but it shall not be so. His lies shall not so affect it. Therefore will I howl for Moab, and I will cry out for all Moab. My heart shall mourn for the men of Kiriath. That's it. The point was made. Okay? And no, the Lord's not crying for you Moabites. Okay? He's only for Israel. Somebody would try to get dumb and say something like that. Okay? Point was made, man. Judgment is on you heathens. Okay? Curses are falling upon you. It's going to get worse and worse and worse until this place is eventually destroyed, man. All you heathens are taken out of rulership. That's the time we in. Alright? So call halal la Yahweh Ba'ashem Shah. Shalom to the elect. Abba Babo, Abba Hayabia, Abba Hayabia. Kwam Yasharala, shalom to the elect. Yahweh writes out this was edifying. Salakia for, the errors, trying to find that scripture.